What is going on, guys? Welcome to my Captain Marvel live spoiler review slash discussion. Um, it's kind of been an interesting day, to say the least. I tried downloading this new software to use for the stream today. Oh, wow. Things are kind of shaky. I don't know if my Wi-Fi is terrible or if it's just like a lot of social media sites are just acting up, because I know Facebook's been acting up all day. Um, but I've had like a ton of problems. And then not only that, but it was the frustrating thing too is that Facebook's not working, and so I can't really get out. Um, I can't get out the stream or the information. The thing that is kind of frustrating me a little bit too is the fact that this software just was not working at all. Um, and I don't know what's wrong with it. It kept quitting, and so I'm gonna have to figure that out or just kind of roll with this how it is right now. But yeah, this is my spoiler review slash discussion. You can join in on the conversation. You can comment. Use the chat box. I will answer questions if you have them. And if you're not watching live, you can always watch it later. It will stay on my channel. So I wanted to do a live discussion and review because I like going live. I think it's a cool aspect, and I want to do this more with like spoiler reviews because I've already given my full non-spoiler review of Captain Marvel, and I kind of want to be able to talk about the spoilers, but I want to do it openly and kind of honestly. So the one thing that after watching it again yesterday that I actually took away a lot more this time was that it's more enjoyable as a film when you're watching it on its basis. It is this a very subpar Marvel film, and that's my biggest complaint about the film. It's not that it's a bad film; it's just one of those movies that, because of the way that the movie is set up, the way that they try to explain the origin of Captain Marvel, it just kind of feels like a standard copy and paste Marvel origin film. But I do have a lot of great things to say about the movie. There's a lot of things that I like in this movie. And since we're getting into spoiler stuff, I can kind of go ahead and just, spit them out. The first thing that I really like about this movie, and now again, this is spoiler discussion, so just be warned if you're watching this, it is a spoiler review. Um, the one thing that I really liked was the way that they built up Captain Marvel's character. You see her past, you see the problems that she has with dealing who she really is, and not knowing, having have been pretty much a Kree warrior for the past 6 years, trying to figure out why is she different, why does she have these constant dreams, these memories. It gives more depth to the character itself. The problem is with that, though, is that Brie Larson did not do a good enough job in carrying that. I feel like she's a great actress. Brie Larson is a fantastic actress, but I feel like she was miscast in this role. I'm really looking forward to see what she can do in Endgame, because I think Endgame will be a better evaluation of Captain Marvel. And the Russo brothers are better directors. They're more experienced. They've worked with amazing actors before, as opposed to Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden. It just didn't really seem like they knew how to direct Brie Larson to be the good Carol Danvers or the Captain Marvel that we wanted. One thing that I do like also about this film, let's dip into some spoilers here. I like the fact that at the end of the movie, you see the Tesseract. They have that little Easter egg. You find out where the Tesseract was, how it ended up getting to Earth. And so that was kind of cool. I like that aspect of it, and that they called it the core. That was pretty interesting. Unfortunately, now the Tesseract is pretty much useless and pointless because Thanos already used it to snap his fingers to destroy half of the galaxy. The stone still works, but it's just one of those things where I don't think the Tesseract or even the stone, that Infinity Stone, is going to play a part in any of the future Marvel installments. Now, I don't know that for sure. That would just be my best guess, but it was really nice to kind of have that little Easter egg in there, and kind of that, I guess, have something there that kind of points you back to the Avengers, kind of points you back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they've already built and that they've already been establishing for years. So I did like the fact that the Tesseract was in the movie. Absolutely loved Goose the Cat. Goose the Cat is the best character in the movie. I felt like the fact that he was a Flurkin and, everyone thought he was just a regular cat. Samuel L. Jackson was just so funny. No, it's just a cat. It's just a cat. And then you see the tentacles getting, coming out of its mouth, and it's really a Flurkin. That was nice. And I was kind of expecting that. I was anticipating that when they said that it was a Flurkin, and I knew that it wasn't a regular cat. I knew there was something to it, but I did like that. That was really cool. And again, I want to see Goose the Cat in more MCU films. I feel like it's a character now that people love and people want to see more of, to be completely honest. So I just want to be able to live in a world where, Goose the Cat is in a bunch of MCU movies, because Goose the Cat is awesome. And they could do it because if you think about it, the movie took place like 20 years ago. Wow. Like 25 years ago. And so obviously a cat can't live to be 25, but Goose isn't a cat. Goose is a Flurkin. So it's an alien. So it could live a lot longer. So if they're going to say, oh, well, it doesn't make sense because of age, I think they could make it work. So that is one thing that I take away from that film, is the fact that Goose the Cat, fantastic. And the Tesseract, that's a nice little Easter egg. I love the post-credit scene, the first one, where you have the Avengers and, you have the pager that Captain Marvel gave to Nick Fury. And you see the Avengers, they're kind of freaking out because the pagers, shut off. And it's never happened before. And then you see Black Widow. She's like, we need to fix this. And I want to know who's on the other end. She turns around, boom, Captain Marvel. That was nice. That was really nice. I believe that scene will be in the movie. So if you, missed it or something while you were watching the movie, or you didn't stay for the post-credit scene, I'm sure it's going to be in Avengers Endgame, or just go back and see Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is a good film. It's a solid film. I enjoy it. I feel like me saying that it's not great, people are going to assume that I hate it or it's a 0. I don't give the film a 0. I don't even grade movies yet. But to me, I feel like with Captain Marvel, it's a movie that I could just kind of enjoy. My wife really enjoyed it last night. I took her to see it for the first time. She really liked it a lot, and she loves the character of Captain Marvel. So that's great. I'm really happy that, Captain Marvel, this is a movie that, is for women. It's a movie for empowerment. It's also a movie that doesn't have that political agenda. It doesn't need that. It's a movie that stands on its own on a superhero origin film, but it's a very important movie. And, I'm happy for that. That's amazing. That's awesome. I hope that we get, a lot more diversity in films when it comes to, MCU stuff and when it comes to comic book stuff in general. So I love the character of Captain Marvel, but I just did not like Brie Larson. And I'm not saying Brie Larson's a terrible actress. She's a great actress, and I know she can do a lot better, but I feel like her performance is very flat and very wooden. So yeah, I mean, the movie itself, I have my issues with it. And I feel like every MCU movie I have issues with. So this movie, to me, if I had to put it in perspective of what are the best MCU films, Captain Marvel would probably be somewhere in the middle. It's not at the end. It's not in the front, but it's probably somewhere in the middle. It's a very enjoyable film. It's pretty slow. I think once you get to the point where she finds out that, she was Carol Danvers and that the person who she respected in the Air Force, this mentor to her, was actually Mar-Vell, who was a Kree descendant, who was trying to stop the war and trying to help the Skrulls. I think that's when the movie kind of starts to actually have better pacing. And it becomes more and more entertaining, because it's like the first half. I'm not saying the first half of the film is not entertaining. I feel like it's just very slow. It takes its time. And then once you get to the point where she realizes that, okay, the Krees are actually the bad guys, then that gets to a point where it's just the movie becomes easier to watch, where the pacing isn't so much of an issue. And that was my biggest problem coming out of the movie is the pacing issues. I can take flat acting, wooden acting from Brie Larson because I know she's a great actress and I know that she can do better, and I hope she does better in Avengers Endgame. I really do. But my problem it comes with the pacing of the film in the first half, particularly because that first half is so dreadful. I mean, it takes so long to get where it wants to go, and it's it's one of those movies that I might skip the first half, to be honest. I mean, there's some funny stuff in there, but it's just the pacing is just crazy, crazy slow, and I, it's not the ideal film where you could go in and just really be thoroughly entertained throughout. And there's a lot of people that can be, but for me anyway, that's what I mean. It's a movie for me that I can't just sit down, watch the first half of the movie and just expect that I'm gonna just love this, and just be able to deal with the pacing issues because it's slow. It's kind of boring. Let me just send this out real quick. See if my Facebook is actually gonna work. Sorry guys, so unprofessional. I've been trying to get this stuff to work and it's just being kind of dumb, to be completely honest. It's been kind of dumb. Let's see. It's still not working. I'm not going to get hardly anybody in here right now, because my stupid Facebook is not working. Yeah, Facebook apparently has been having issues. It won't let me post anything. It's finally just now starting to open up, which I don't know, guys. Social media sometimes just really bothers me. It's just kind of annoying, but whatever. Um, ugh. So yeah, I mean the things that I don't like about the movie pacing. Were there any spoilery things that I didn't like about the movie? I kind of thought it was a cop out and very predictable to have the Kree actually be the villain. Um, I mean, it adds an interesting twist, but I mean, you could see it coming a mile away. Just the way that Jude Law was portraying the character and the way that the character was acting. I can't even remember the character's name, Jor-Ray or something like that. The way that character was acting, it just made it so obvious that he was hiding stuff, and it made it obvious to know that he was most likely going to end up being the villain at the end. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that they tried doing something with a twist. My problem with it is you have Jude Law in there, who's a fantastic actor, who's the villain. There was no climactic battle. There was no climactic battle. The moment where you think there's going to be an awesome battle, when Jude Law is like, "Come on, come and hit me. It's your time." Blah, blah, blah. Like, let's see if you can take me down without your emotions. And she literally just shoots a photon blast at him and he flies into the hill. That was it. That was the entire action sequence. And I wanted more. I wanted something else. Give me some more fighting. That's my one biggest gripe, I think, when it comes to the action, really, other than the fact that there's a lot of, cut editing, a lot of shaky cam too. I noticed it a lot more the second viewing than the first. But my biggest problem is the fact that you have usually a climactic fight between the villain and between your hero. And you don't even show us that. You show some fighting stuff, but it's all shaky cam and there's just no substance, really. All these characters that she ends up fighting are pretty much useless. And I like Gemma Chan a lot as oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the name? I'm going to look it up real quick, guys. I know it's so professional again, but that's why you have a computer in front of you. That's why you do this stuff live. Gemma Chin. Oh, oops. Let me go to. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm yawning. I'm so tired. All right, let's see. Gemma Chan. Minerva. That's right. That I knew it was that. I don't know why I was thinking something else. Yeah, she plays Minerva. I thought she was good, but let's face it, she was kind of useless. I mean, most of those characters were useless. You want to see at the end Jude Law fighting Brie Larson, and you didn't really get that. You didn't get much of that, and it just kind of was a letdown because the scene that you did get where there was a little bit more gravitas and there was a little bit more substance, it ended within like a minute, and it was just like that, done. And then Jude Law escapes and goes off into the spaceship and yada yada yada. So that's the thing, is I want substance. If there's going to be like if you're building up all of this momentum, you want to get a climactic battle, because in all these MCU films, there's a climactic battle. There always is. And you want to have that showdown at the end. You want to make all that momentum build and build and build till it gets to its, climax, to where it's literally the hero versus the villain, mano a mano. And you didn't give us the meat on the bone. You gave us literally the skin of the chicken bone. You didn't even give us the meat inside. And that's my biggest gripe with the action. And I noticed it more the second time than the first time. I didn't even mention that in the first time. But this is a movie that, again, it's okay. It's not amazing. To me, it's at the level of like Doctor Strange or like an Ant-Man, where it's an enjoyable film. I think I like Ant-Man more than this one. This one has a lot of good laughs. You have a de-aged Nick Fury, a de-aged Agent Coulson. I almost wanted to say Clark Gregg. And you have this new character who is literally the strongest character in the MCU. She is the strongest character, and it shows that. Like, it shows her being a complete, like, bad A woman, because she can pretty much destroy anyone. But there wasn't enough substance there to keep me, I guess, invested, where I wanted more. I didn't want the movie to end. I actually wanted this movie to end. I was ready for it to end. When the runtime came, it felt a lot longer than it needed to be. But it's one of those movies that I will enjoy watching again. My wife really likes it, so I will own it. And I'll buy it on Blu-ray, because I want to own all the MCU movies anyway. But it's a movie that I'm happy with the success that it's getting. That's amazing. That's great for, the movie business in general. But I feel like this is a movie that is it's kind of a forgettable. It's going to be kind of a forgettable MCU film. 3-4 years down the road, I'm just going to kind of forget about this. Other than Goose the Cat and those little moments that they have in the movie, there's just not enough substance there to keep me, I guess, invested, to keep it more memorable, for me to long on what's going to happen next. At this point, I'm just looking forward to Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, Black Widow. Looking forward to that movie. That's going to be awesome. And, whatever, Marvel decides to do next. We know that there's going to be a Black Panther 2. There's going to be a Doctor Strange 2. Looking forward to those. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is still going to happen. When, I don't know. And who's going to really want to take over it after James Gunn? I don't know. But I'm really just looking forward to Endgame, looking forward to where the MCU is going next. And, Captain Marvel 2 is going to happen. And I hope that for Captain Marvel 2, we get something where we get to see more of the universe. We get to see her on her mission before Endgame. Do I think that's going to happen, though? Probably not. But that would be really cool. I think the reason why I say it probably won't happen is because by the time that Captain Marvel 2 comes out, any mission she had before Endgame is pretty much going to be unimpressive. We're going to lose interest. It's going to be uninteresting because we want to move forward and not backwards. And so I would love to see that. I would love to see a movie, Captain Marvel 2, where she's exploring the galaxy more. Maybe she runs into the Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe she's off saving a planet from, the Kree. Maybe she's going to destroy the Kree. I think, they set up, I think, for that, for her like destroying the Kree. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it will be in the future sometime. And I just want to see what she was doing all these years, from, Captain Marvel to the post-credit scene. I want to see what she's been doing. Maybe she's been just hanging out, sitting on a planet, mulling life, or maybe she's been back home with her best friend Maria, and um, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see kind of what is moving forward when it comes to Captain Marvel and the MCU, and how they're going to utilize Captain Marvel. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I think this is it's a solid movie. I enjoyed it a lot more the second time than the first time, and I'm just looking forward to what the MCU is going to do next. I mean, who's not looking forward to Endgame? I am excited for Endgame. I don't even care if there's no action in the movie. If it's literally just 2 hours and 45 minutes of Captain America, Thor, Scarlet Witch, or not Scarlet Witch, I'm sorry, Black Widow. I don't know why I said Scarlet Witch. Black Widow, War Machine, all those characters we've come to love, and Rocket, of course. And they're all crying for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I will freaking love that movie. That's not going to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think everyone and their dog is excited for Avengers Endgame, because it's going to be the biggest event in cinematic history. I mean, 21 films have been built up for Endgame. Think about that. 21 movies. This has been a cinematic event that has been happening since like 2008 when Iron Man came out. Like, who would have ever thought we would be here? We live in the golden age. This is the golden age of film, and I am just happy to be living in it. And I hope you guys are too. I mean, it's so awesome that we get movies like Captain Marvel. And within a month, this is how crazy this month is. Captain Marvel, comic book movies, Captain Marvel, Shazam, which looks amazing, by the way. I'm so excited for Shazam. Hellboy, the week right after Shazam. And then you have Avengers Endgame. Four comic book movies coming out within a month. And then a little bit after that, a couple months later, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a fantastic year. Like, we are living in a fantastic era and a fantastic time. Enjoy it. Go to the movies. Go see movies multiple times. It was kind of cool because the people that we sat next to yesterday, they were kind of annoying, but the husband turned to me and he's like, "Yeah, I already seen the movie." I was like, "Yeah, me too." So we kind of talked about it, and so it's kind of cool. We both took our wives or significant others for the first time, and like I said, my wife really enjoyed the movie. It's one of her favorite MCU films. It's up there with Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is probably her favorite, but I'm happy that she really likes this movie a lot, and I knew she would. I knew she would enjoy it, and I'm happy that she has a superhero. That women can have a superhero that they can look up to and that they can look at and be like, "That's me." That's me. And I felt the same way with Black Panther as well. It's a culturally significant film, and we shouldn't hate on a film. All this hate about Black Panther getting an Oscar nomination was kind of just ridiculous. At the end of the day, I mean, I didn't think that it should have been nominated for Best Picture, but I wasn't absolutely despising people who thought it should have, or like hating the movie even more or whatever. Like, it's a solid film. It's a really great MCU comic book film. Was it Best Picture worthy? No, but it's one of those movies that is controversial for that reason. And if you think it deserved it, then that's great. I mean, subjectivity of film, man. I mean, I would suggest you go watch more movies, but at the end of the day, I mean, who am I? I'm just a nobody. I'm insignificant. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna try one more time, see if Facebook is actually gonna work. I just kind of want to get like some people in here. I kind of feel like I'm just talking to myself, which happens, but um, Yeah, it's still not working, guys. Yeah, this stream is going to be not so fantastic. But you know what? Hey, it's cool. I like going live because it's also one of those videos that it makes it easier on me. I've already done a Captain Marvel review, and so it makes it easier to one. I don't really have to edit, and it's just my unfiltered thoughts, which I do like doing. I did one of these for Halloween 2018, except for it wasn't live. I don't think so. I don't think it was. No, I've only had like 3 live videos before this, but I at the end of the day, I just like doing this, and it's also fun. I mean, it's pretty cool. I can kind of look back on it and just have a good time. But yeah, I mean, I want to know your guys' comments below. What do you guys think of Captain Marvel? Have you seen it? Or I hope you've seen it. I'm sorry, this is a spoiler review. What did you think? What are things that you don't like? Things that you did like? And you could talk spoilers in the comments. I mean, this is a spoiler review, and if somebody didn't watch the movie, I mean, they've been warned. I've warned them. So yeah, let me know below. And are you excited for Endgame? I'm sure you are, but what are you looking forward to most in Endgame? I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Captain America holding his shield. I will cry. I will cry. It's going to be a great day. There's a lot of movies coming, guys. I have a lot of stuff that will be dropping within the next couple weeks. This week, tomorrow, I will be dropping a Triple Frontier review on my channel. It'll be non-spoiler, where I'll be talking about the new Netflix film Triple Frontier. On Saturday, I will be dropping a Get Out movie review in preparation for Us, which comes out next week. And then also next week, I plan on doing, obviously, Us, which comes out. I'll see that in the theater on Friday and do a review and then post it up hopefully on Friday. But before that, I want to do Star Wars Episode 3. I want to get that review up sooner rather than later. So look forward to that within the next couple of weeks or so. It may be next week and it may not. And then I also want to do Superman 4, Quest for Peace, B-roll cinema review, which that's going to be a lot of fun if I can actually do that. Then I'm trying to think what else. Pet Sematary review will be coming soon. The original Pet Sematary review, movie. And then I'll also be doing one for obviously the new Pet Sematary when it comes out. Next month, I plan on seeing, again, Pet Sematary in theaters. Shazam, obviously. I'll be doing a non-spoiler and spoiler review for that, even though I don't know if there's really going to be a lot of spoilers in it. There could be. I'll be doing a Hellboy movie review, which to me doesn't look all that great, but I'm still going to go see it. Why am I blanking? Obviously, Endgame. I don't know. Pretty much anything that's like new and big and juicy that's coming out, I will be watching it. And I'll also be doing a Dumbo review as well in a couple weeks. So I want to do a original Dumbo review. I got to figure out how I'm going to get my hands on watching the movie. I guess I could probably rent it. But we'll see. I might not. But I might watch Dumbo before I go see the new Dumbo, because I don't remember Dumbo at all. And so if I'm in the review and I'm like, this movie's a lot like the animated film, and I don't really know that, then it's false. But yeah, guys, look for more reviews. Also, follow my Letterboxd, guys. I'll be putting up reviews on like movies like The Dirt, which comes out on Netflix in a couple of weeks. That is a movie that I will be watching, but I'm not going to be doing an actual YouTube video review for it. And then there's going to be other films that I'm going to do that for as well along the way. But make sure you guys are joining me on Letterboxd, because I do post up my rankings of every film so far. Right now, still the number one film that I've seen is How to Train Your Dragon 3. Captain Marvel, I believe, is like 4th, I want to say. But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon 3 is still the best film that I've seen so far in 2019. But I expect that to change. Believe me, I expect it to change. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. Yeah, comment below if you like the format, or if you want me to just do like a non-live spoiler review. I don't know. I kind of like this. It makes it easier. And on like days like today where I just have a lot of stuff going on, or like this week during, classes and we're getting close to finals, it makes it a lot easier for me personally, because I don't have to do so much editing. But at the same time, I want to be able to serve you guys and do what makes you guys happy, and what is the best for you guys, my subscribers and my viewers, because I do care about you a lot. So anyway, guys, I'm going to close this off. I'm going to go probably eat something and then work on some homework. But yeah, I will see you guys always, like always, in my next video. Goodbye.